I am starting week 4 of the Book Proposal Accelerator program from Laura Portwood-Stacer via Manuscript Works. And today is Monday, June 16th, 2025. I actually gave a remote workshop this morning, so my time was mostly devoted to doing that. But I did watch the lesson for today, which is lesson 7. So this lesson is on preparing the chapter description. So every single chapter I plan to include in the book, a short, paragraph or two associated with each chapter, what it's on. Laura actually had a lot of detail about what this should include for a typical book proposal. But then when I looked at the examples, because she includes her book proposal for the book proposal book as a reference material in the book, as well as one other one that's sort of comparable in mine, like a guide to doing something. Looking at those two, I saw that their chapter descriptions were much more brief and didn't include all the elements that Laura suggested for like a regular research monograph. And so I was kind of looking at that, and then we had a live Q&A call today. We're doing those once a week on Mondays. So I attended the call, asked a couple of questions, got some quick answers. So basically I've consumed some material from the Book Proposal Accelerator today, but I have not done any writing. So tomorrow, if and when I have time to work on this, I will start on doing those chapter summaries. I'm saying if and when because I've just been reviewing my schedule for the week, and I don't have a ton of time to work. I have more remote workshops this week, as well as I have to follow up with everyone I spoke with at the conference last week. And my work week is a little bit short because my kids are in camp, but it's like a 5-hour per day camp. It's not a lot. So between all those things, there's a lot of work to be done. I hope I can get through those chapter summaries and eventually titles this week, but we will see. I will try to check in tomorrow. I'm checking in on Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. I put in an hour of work on my chapter descriptions today, and it was a little bit of a slog. So, I worked for an hour and then I stopped. I believe I identified all the chapters that will be in the book. I had done this previously, but I was sort of reviewing that and seeing if there were any, tweaks that needed to be made. I put bullet points under each one of those chapters for what material it would cover. And I barely started writing the chapter descriptions based on those bullet points. I only got through like the introduction and first chapter. So I did what I did today. I made some progress. That's good. I will pick it up again tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, June 18th, 2025, and I have put in another hour of work on my chapter descriptions for the Book Proposal Accelerator. I have finished drafting the descriptions in the first 2 sections of the book, so I just have one section remaining, which I will tackle tomorrow. I'm really glad I fit this time in today. It's a very busy week. But I'm glad I'm making progress on this, and I will have more time tomorrow to devote to this. So hopefully I will finish the chapter descriptions, post that for feedback, and also address the feedback that I received on the last section that I wrote. It's Thursday, June 19th, 2025, and today I worked for about an hour and a half on my assignment for the Book Proposal Accelerator. I finished drafting my chapter summaries. So there ended up being 13 chapters plus an introduction and conclusion, and I have short blurbs about what each one of them should be on. I posted that for feedback, and I also addressed the feedback that I received on my project description that I finished up last Friday. And I'm feeling pretty good about both of these pieces of writing. And tomorrow during my work time, I believe I'm going to be moving on to lesson 8, which is on titling the whole project, titling the chapters. I am intimidated by this, so I hope that Laura's module instructions and pep talk will help me through it. Hey there, I hope you can hear me over the wind. It is Friday, June 20th, 2025. I'm out at the pool. My kids had a very short camp day, so I brought them to the pool so that I could continue working while they swam. They're old enough, they're safe, don't worry. So what I worked on this afternoon with respect to my book proposal was titling all of the chapter descriptions that I wrote earlier this week. And I thought it was going to be really challenging, but it actually went more quickly than I thought. I guess kind of my old habits of like titling, podcast episodes and blog articles and so forth, that kicked in a little bit. So I don't know if tonally it's exactly what is being looked for by like a scholarly press. I will find out when I get feedback on this. However, I did not post this for feedback because I have to wait until the feedback on my chapter descriptions comes back, and obviously that could influence how I title the chapters. So I need to hold off. I need to keep this as a draft until I get that feedback back, hopefully Monday or early next week, and then I'll be able to reconfigure perhaps and then submit these titles that I worked on today. So I'm really happy with my progress this week. Even though it was a busy week and a short camp week, I feel like I got a lot done, and I'm ready to tackle the next lesson and the next module next week. Oh, I forgot to say, I came up with a working title for the book too, and I put it in the notes below this video. So check it out. Let me know what you think.